Hey guys, it has been an interesting morning. So we are back. So we're back from our sort of lengthy spring break skiing trip with our son Connor. For those of you who missed us, you can always come to the first hour trading pit. So first hour trading pit is open even if we are out of town doing something else. We always get in there and run that morning room. The rest of the session, the war room, if we're in town, if we're available, we leave it open so that all of our guys can see it. The first hour trading pit is really where the majority of sort of our guided tour is. You know, we talk about the opening gaps, we talk about that Apple trade, and then the rest of the day is just a matter of following along with the charts, seeing where the volume by price data is aggregated, seeing where the support and resistance levels are. So if you're having trouble with any of that, then it's always good to log in and take a look at the charts during the day. Whether or not we're speaking is probably irrelevant or should be irrelevant, but we had lots of good stuff going on this morning and lots of stuff to talk about there. So let's start by taking a look at the QQQs and how they impacted the NQ and just sort of some craziness that we saw this morning in the markets on what we can only assume are rumors about tomorrow's inflation number. Let's have a look. Here you have it. So this morning, in the first hour trading pit, we noted that we had this gap to the upside here, and that the distinguishing factor about the gap was that it was not holding. So across the markets, we saw this broader move higher, S&P 500 higher, Dow higher, QQQs higher. Qs hung on a little bit longer than everybody else, but ultimately they had the same fate this morning as the rest of the indices, and that was boom, right? We went just sailing lower and into, in this case, second support. Second support did offer a bounce for the QQQ and the NQ. There were lots of opportunities for entries along the way, so I talked to the guys in the room about, that when we see this kind of price action, then what we want to see is on the next leg lower, that we get a pop higher again into volume by price. And when that happens, that's the opportunity then to catch some shorts. We had some shorts in the NQ that we talked about in the room this morning. Those were beautiful. And, right now it's looking like the... all the major indices are kind of doing the same thing. The comp is backing off a little bit from its first support. The S&P 500 is backing down again from second support. So I don't know. Is this another big move lower coming? Could be. I'm definitely watching the price action inside of these bands here. The bias now has shifted to lower. So if you look at your trend line, obviously for the morning, doesn't matter whether we were up on the day or not. We've got a very, very profound downtrend for the session so far. So what I'm looking for really are the retraces. So this was a 382. We talked about that in the room too. That's a fib retracement. That was the clue that we had the opportunity, at least, for a quick scalp from 439.45 or so down to 438.83, 84, 85. Some of you are too focused on those numbers being exact. To the penny is not important when you're trading. What's important is that you're looking at the chart and just getting a feel for where the range is and what is happening in that range. So I get a lot of people who obsess about they want to get things to the cent, and I'm going to tell you to the cent is not necessarily possible or desirable when you're trading. So now let's look at the Magnificent Seven. So we've got the Mag 7 stocks that we've been looking at over the course of the morning, and probably are going to start trading into these pretty soon. The dominant trend has been lower, as you can expect. And what you see is NVIDIA managed to go and get locked up right where we thought it was going to. So we've got this 844.50 or so level here on NVIDIA that's been holding. The VWAP is coming down to that threshold level as well. Oops, looks like we lost our feed here for a second. Just hang on. we go. And we're back. Technology, right? So, you know, NVIDIA pulled back up into 844.50. That level has been sort of an anticipated inflection for us. You can see that the move lower there pretty reliable. I'm going to watch that for a move back up into 844.50. Again, a retest of that. I'm going to look at the short side. 837.84 is going to be my target there. If you're looking at Meta, you see the same kind of thing. We've got you know, an established range here at 513.68 that we were expecting to see an inflection at. That did happen. Again, that's a fib level from the prior sell-off. That gives us a good indication that we've got room for a potential short sale at 513.68 or 513.60, 65, right, somewhere in there. Not going to be to the penny again, down to that pivot line below, so right around 511.10. Tesla was the lone stock that had a long indication this morning on the trading plan. So if you were looking at your scalper trading plan or your volatility band trading plan, then you were expecting to see a move higher. And it's managed to stay above the central pivot. It's the only thing that has sort of a net positive day here going on, open positive, you know, positive on the morning, positive on the session, positive the whole way around. So this thing has just followed through and done exactly what we expected it to do based on last night's trading plan. Still looking at this. If there's strength in the market, I'm going to you know, look for an inflection either just at this volume by price threshold here or on a move that gets us up above that pivot and then back down, and look for the inflections there as potential long side entries. You know, the rest of these, Apple was great off the open. Apple's in a box right now, so if you're into that, as you know I am, then, you know, there's some good range trading moves in there to be had. It is positive on the pivot, so I'm watching this one, you know, for long side price activity as well as short side. So this one has bidirectional trading going on today. It's sort of pivot to pivot, and that's going to spell some opportunity, I think, going into the rest of the session, especially if the market continues to settle in. So the more that this guy starts moving sideways, the more that these kinds of ranges, you know, Microsoft, Apple, and you know, possibly NVIDIA here, that those kind of ranges are going to spell some opportunities for profit. The one in Meta is just starting to form now, so that one might be the best of all. Haven't been back to the well too many times on that. That might give us some significant opportunities for entries at that support to pivot up to 513.68 and sort of a back and forth from that range. I'm going to favor the short side on that one, as I said, just because of where it is. But I think that, you know, even though we had this big sell-off on rumors today, that this thing has provided us with some decent opportunities, and that we're probably going to have some opportunities going into the rest of the session. So sorry, our technology disconnected there. I don't think that was too big of a hiccup given what usually happens. But you know, with that said, we've got lots of good trading ideas for the afternoon. If you're in the room, stay in the room. I'm going to hang out for the rest of the day and talk to you guys about what I'm looking at. Not going to be a ton of trades, and that is par for the course with us, right? We're just looking for 3, 4, maybe 5 trades over the course of the rest of the session that get us in front of the opportunity for profit and minimize the risk that's associated with what we're doing. All right, hope you're having a great trading day, and I will check back in with you tomorrow.